The Australian Open looks wide open on paper. The market strongly disagrees. There's one name getting more belief than everyone else combined. And once you see why, the rest of the draw starts to look very uncomfortable. Welcome back to PrimeTake, where we let markets speak and we interpret with a wink. If you enjoy breakdowns that combine stats, stories, and a little dry humor, hit like and subscribe. This is where we turn prediction markets into actual insight. The 2026 Australian Open runs from January 18th to February 1st, 2026 at Melbourne Park in Australia. It's the first Grand Slam of the year, and it often sets the tone for the entire season. We're breaking down the Kalshi men's winner market, where real money is being placed on who takes home the trophy. Here's how Kalshi traders are pricing the Australian Open men's title right now. Jannik Sinner, approximately 52% implied probability. Carlos Alcaraz, approximately 33%. Novak Djokovic, approximately 7%. Everyone else. The remaining approximately 8% of belief is spread thinly among outsiders, in human terms. The market sees a two-horse race with a couple of dark horse whispers. Exactly what you'd expect from a slam, dominated by a couple of elite stars. Let's start with the guy at the very top. Jannik Sinner isn't just a favorite, he's the defending champion. 2026 marks his third straight Australian Open title run, something only tennis legends have managed. What does the market like about Sinner? Consistency. At the hard court slams, a powerful but smart baseline game. The psychological edge of a reigning champ. Winning one Aussie Open is impressive. 2 in a row is a trend. 3, that's dominance. The fact Kalshi puts him above 50% says traders are betting on both form and narrative continuity. Not far behind is Carlos Alcaraz, the man-market rivalry often dubbed Sincaraz. Alcaraz is the guy everyone wants to win. The only major he's never lifted is the Australian Open. If he gets it, it would complete his career Grand Slam, a tennis achievement as rare as a perfect tennis slice. What gives him cred with the market? Explosive athleticism and shot-making. Youthful fearlessness, massive upside. But you don't get credit for potential. You get credit for results. So markets are factoring his brilliance, but also his inconsistency in Melbourne historically. Then there's Novak Djokovic, statistically one of the greatest, especially here in Melbourne. Even at 38, Djokovic is still near the business end of every tournament, dominating early rounds, guileful return game, unmatched experience. But age also matters, not because he suddenly loses skill, but because 3 weeks of 5-set tennis is not the same at 38 as at 28. The physical toll is real, so Kalshi prices him as a real contender, but not even close to the top duo. There's a small handful of other players priced into the market at much lower probabilities. Guys like Daniil Medvedev, Alexander Bublik, Alexander Zverev, who all have occasional flashes of brilliance, but not enough consistently to convince markets yet. Worth watching, but not priced as favorites. So what story is the market actually telling us? It's saying Sinner is the class of the field, not just in odds, but in form, continuity. Alcaraz is the most likely disruptor, the story with the biggest upside. Djokovic is dangerous, not dominant. And market pricing isn't random. It reflects tough head-to-head records, historical Grand Slam, performance, physical durability over long matches, current form, and momentum entering Melbourne. That's the real signal behind the percent signs. Now let's talk about what would actually change these probabilities in a meaningful way. Early upsets. If Sinner or Alcaraz lose before the quarters, markets hate that. Injury news. Late tournament tweaks are surprisingly impactful. Unexpected breakout runs. Young players with nothing to lose can wreak havoc on draws and odds. This isn't about wishful thinking. It's about conditional probabilities shifting in real time. And here's the PrimeTake. Prediction markets don't tell you who should win. They tell you who money thinks will win, based on form, draw dynamics, history, and conviction. Right now, the odds say Yannick Sinner is the man to beat. Carlos Alcaraz is the most likely upset threat. Novak Djokovic is still a real danger, but not a favorite. If this gave you a clearer picture of where the market's head is at, hit like, subscribe, and stick around, because as the tournament progresses, those odds will tell the story before the finals even start. And we'll keep tracking the odds, because money has a way of cutting through the noise. See you in the next one.